Mighty on your throne, you reign, you ancient Zion's King. Cry out, Kadosh, you are mighty on your throne.
The 7 realms of power, so that we will know that power is not for a show, so that we will know that for a man to be placed in authority does not make him special or make him a god or a lord over people, but is a place of service, because that man that have received authority have received what it takes to advance kingdom. So I said, God began to show me different realms of power, and the first realm of power God showed me, he said, is the power to rule over the demonic realm. When a man sustains authority in the demonic realm. Now, this has nothing to do with emotion. Because you can cry, you can weep, yet you'll be oppressed by demons. Meanwhile, you can be laughing and oppressing devils. You can put your hands in your pocket and cast out demons. Meanwhile, somebody else can be crying and yet not cast out devils. So emotion is not what makes it happen. Whether laughter or crying is not a factor. It's whether power is present. And when power is present, the first proof that power is present is that man has authority and dominion over the demonic realm. So you can shout as loud as you want. If you don't rule over demons, there's no power. You can do the shows you want to do. If demons are not oppressed, there is no power. Meanwhile, demons can be oppressed, there is no show. Somebody can be in captivity for 20 years. And a man of authority can come and say, peace be still. And there will be no show. The person will leave, you will say the atmosphere is dry. But instantly, his result will become a report card that something has changed. So there was no activity around what happened, but his result is a testimony that power was manifested. So we said the first layer of power is authority over the demonic realm. There are many families today that are going through crisis, because there is no man of authority in that family. There are many good businesses today that have crumbled, not because the principles were not obeyed, but because a demon sat on the business and ensured it doesn't work. And the reason the business crumbled is because there is no man of authority. So the first way to bring light is when we can rule over the demonic realm. And I said the second realm of power is the ability to cause creation to conform to the will of God. Because the earnest expectation of creation waited for the manifestation of the sons of God. I'm talking like this because it's a youth meeting. You know, we reduce spiritual things to excitement and euphoria. So when you start screaming or certain things begin to happen, that's when we wake up. No. That's beautiful. That's nice. But it's beyond that. The second realm of power is the ability to cause creation or to bring liberty to creation, thereby causing creation to conform to the will of God. So when you see a man who can create changes in society, when you see a man who can create changes in a territory, that's a man of power. The man may not be screaming, he may not be overly loud, but when he speaks, things happen. You know, a man of power have come on the scene. And I said the third realm of power is beyond storms, is beyond visible manifestation. The third realm of power is the ability to tame the flesh. The third realm of power is the ability to bring yourself under the government of God. Because a man can be doing exploit, yet is a puppet in the hands of the Spirit. So that man comes for a miracle service, people are healed, he goes back and fornicates the same night. So he doesn't know power. He's at the elementary level of power. Because it is more powerful for a man to tame the flesh than to take a city. So the third realm of power is the ability to rule the flesh. There are certain people that for 10 years, they've not been able to tame anger. Meanwhile, anger have destroyed their very family. And then they come and say, this is my anger. This is my anger. You need power to rule over it. Because a point comes when a demon is enthroned over that anger. And every time the devil wants to damage things, All he needs to do is to touch that body. And the things you have built for 5 years, you will use anger to destroy in a moment. So your 5 years was a rat race. You took a step forward and you took 3 steps backward. You can go for a miracle service, but that anger will destroy the same ministry that you built for 20 years. So a man attains a higher cadre of power when he's able to tame the flesh. And I said the 4th realm of power is hunger for God and His presence. There are many people today that they take a gift from God and they take off from God, and God never sees them again. These ones are not sons, they are hirelings. The Bible said God gave gifts to the sons of Keturah, but for Isaac He gave the promise. So the hirelings can take the gift and run away. They have no relationship. Meanwhile, in the realm of God, relationship is superior to manifestation. That's why the first power we receive is to become the sons of God, not to raise the dead. He says, as many as believe, to them He gave power to become the sons of God. So a man is powerful to the degree of hunger that he has for God. So there are certain people, they can go for a crusade, raise the dead. They are not moved by it. You will read in scriptures many times, Jesus goes for a meeting. Everywhere is packed. Everybody is healed. And then he sneaks through the back door and he's on the mountain praying. And he's praying all night. Meanwhile, we are a generation where when we finish a powerful meeting, the next 1 month, we are showcasing the things that happened in that meeting. Even the miracles that happen in the meeting, we separate it. And the first miracle that go online is the blind eyes are open. When we create a lot of noise, after 3 days, we now upload the one of deaf ears. After 3 days, we now upload the one of the lame walking. Because we have camped our tent around that manifestation. Meanwhile, since that meeting finished, we have not gone to the presence of God. And then when you check your report card in heaven, you failed. I'm telling you, I do it. I do what I'm telling you until God began to teach me. You leave one meeting and then you are hovering around everywhere waiting to receive the praise of men. And then you are hearing people say, oh boy, this guy is powerful. And when you hear it, the unfortunate is that your report card is not on earth. If your report card were to be on earth, that would have been good. But your report card is in heaven. So you finish the meeting, you didn't go back to the one that sent you. You are already on your own. So many people, in a bid to work for God, they stop working with God. So they don't have power with God. It is better to work with God than to work for God. So the 4th realm of power is hunger for the presence. Meanwhile, if you check our motives carefully, the reason we go to God is to receive. And the moment we receive from God, we run away. So we use God. We don't have a relationship with God. But a man becomes powerful when he stops using God and he begins to walk with God. That's the 4th realm of power. And I said the 5th realm of power is the realm of humility. A man comes to a point where he is so lost in God that there is nothing he can boast about. For him, it's all about God. When it's not God, it's nothing. So this is the subject we are dealing with. So when I start talking power, please don't be carried away to think I'm talking about manifestations alone. No, I'm talking about the spiritual resource that makes for a perfect man. We are an arrogant generation. I'm sorry to say, we are an arrogant generation. We say what we want, we do what we want. We cannot be tamed. And the reason is because we are high-minded. The moment you begin to hear and you can pick somebody's name, nobody can talk to you anymore. The moment you go for a meeting and one fractured bone is healed, nobody can talk to you anymore. You too have become a father. And then a man who has not yet been discipled have 500 children. And then he comes online and says, this is my son. Your son. When you are still wearing pampers, you use a gift to qualify yourself as a father. You have not yet been tried. There's no humility. We are arrogant. So most times, even God is afraid of giving us things. Because He knows what we are asking for. If He gives us, it will destroy us. So the reason sometimes our prayer is not answered is so that we'll be safe. Because the day God answers our prayer, God has destroyed us. There's no humility. We are too boastful. We are too arrogant. And I said the fifth realm of power is brokenness. Brokenness is not to count yourself to have any reputation. It's a state where you are all God says you are. That's the realm of Philippians 2, 5-9. You don't hold on to anything, you don't cleave to any right, because you don't think you have any reputation. It's what God says you are that you are. I'm telling you, these things I'm outlining, there are many people that will never attain it in life. Because in the realm of God, the higher you go, the weaker you become. Because a point comes when God becomes your all. You know, as young people, we come for meeting, we force the hand of God. I'm a traveling minister. There are places you come and even your host put pressure on you. If you don't manifest, you are finished. So God is not moving. God said, talk to the people, but you must create an impression. And even though the Holy Ghost is not moving, you are moving. You are still strong in yourself. You have not yet ascended in the realm of God. When you begin to grow in the realm of God, you become weaker. Because God alone will become your strength. That's a broken man. And I said the seventh realm of power is the realm of love. That time the man has become like the God that he serves. He has put on the nature of God. When a man attains that level, he has power. That's the kind of man that we say, the devil cometh to me and findeth nothing.